Thank God we're not fundamentalists. If we were, this last part of the gospel would be a little scary. Anyway, what a great joy, and we thank Carl Holzschneider for creating this wonderful film on Haiti. And so let us watch it now.
Haiti is Haiti. Some things never seem to change. The traffic, the marketplaces, the stevedores, the beauty, the majesty of the land. But unfortunately also, the slums, the poverty, the destitution, the garbage. Hands Together is making heroic and ever-expanding efforts to enable the Haitian people to lift themselves out of poverty, to lead a more human life. Let's take a few minutes to view some of Hands Together's latest projects. In the remote village of Tidé-Dune, our Holy Family School is jam-packed. These students await the second, maybe even a third story. Do you think they are grateful for what we have given them? In the poorest district of Gonaïves, Haiti's third largest city, Père Girard now has 10 flourishing schools for 1,600 children, preschool through high school. All receive a free education and a meal daily. One even has a playground solid enough for big kids. In the midst of the schools is a medical clinic with a pharmacy, an exam room, and a full-fledged lab to serve the medical needs of the poor. From a pile of rocks 2 years ago, in the heart of this same slum and adjacent to the garbage dump, Père Girard has built a unique community center. A school, a water supply for potable water, a nutrition center, a shower facility, and a first aid clinic. Amazing. Outside Gonaïves at Clark Farm, even more progress. Vacant land a year ago is now a papaya orchard. New wells nourish the additional acres. Experimentation is constant. Mango trees are being tested in different soils, from one-year-old trees to mature trees. At the farm headquarters, dorms are sprouting up. Soon, these will be accommodations for more lengthy farmer education, all to keep the people on the land and out of the city slums. Back in Port-au-Prince, Father Tom has longed for a real soccer field to bring all the schools together to compete. Now at St. Anne's, from a rocky enclosure a year ago, Hands Together has created a state-of-the-art soccer field with artificial grass, a first for Cité Soleil. But the Haitian people excel in more than sports. Their latent talent in music needs to be honored and developed. A new music school, supplementing academic programs, is a joint effort of the Archdiocese and Hands Together. The building will soon be finished. Some of the violins and cellos for the new school have been donated by our own violin maker, Joseph Liu. Hands Together is always planting seeds. One of the most promising is collaboration with the Holy Family Haiti Sewing Circle. Making dresses for the little girls not only clothes the naked, but contributes to the peace in Cité Soleil. The gangs are helping facilitate the distribution of the dresses and shoes. A simple job, but one that gives them pride to be helping their people. Who would have thought that sewing a little girl's dress or a pair of Heelys would contribute to peace thousands of miles away? Hands Together, and especially the Haitian people, thank Holy Family for our continuing support.
I thank you for all of the things that you're doing for us. Can I ever repay you for what you do for us?
Our financial generosity reaches the desperately poor of Haiti and makes these programs possible.
Because you do a lot of things. Education is the key of the life, you know. But now I am not hopeless again. I am hopeful.
In addition, the religious articles, sports equipment, school and office supplies, tools and medical supplies, which we send, are a godsend. But the greatest achievement of Hands Together is not the projects. It is the leadership skills that Hands Together is imparting the young men and women of Haiti. Hands Together inspires them and brings out the best in them. These are the young men and women that will make the future of Haiti. Hands Together stands proud with them.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Doug Campbell. I'm not Father Hagen. I'm Doug. I've been working with him for 30 years in Haiti, and it's just nice to be here with you in South Pasadena again. Another wonderful film by Carl, capturing the magnificent, miraculous outreach that we've done together, joining hands with you guys here in South Pasadena. It occurs to me as I look at that film that Hands Together is really not about good management, statistical figures on how much we raise, not even about the amount of buildings that we put up or even some of the things that can be measured. It's more about encounters that we have with God. I brought my daughter to Haiti a couple years after the earthquake. My oldest daughter, she lives in Manhattan, and we took her from the airport, and we had to avoid there was a gun battle in one neighborhood, and we went around, and there was a long line of people at our gate with mothers with sick children. And I remember my daughter turning to me in the Jeep, and she turned at me, and she looked at me, and she said, "Dad, it's like God took his hand and slapped me right in the face with the reality of life, unbuffered from any comfort or anything." In June, I was busy setting up the auditorium for our graduation for our high school students, and I was setting up the chairs that Holy Family had sent down to us, these wonderful chairs, and we had almost 400 or 500 of them. And I was working alongside a young man who had graduated the year before. And he was a special kid, and we really loved him. And he was working away, and he began to vomit, and he got sick. And I just thought maybe he'd eaten something bad, or there was a bug or something. And they sent him home to his little hut with his friends. And the next day, at around noontime, they said, "You better go to him quickly. There's something very wrong." We'd go to his hut, and he would be lying on his cot, and the cot would be just filled with liquid. The liquid's coming out of his mouth and his body, and he was dying from cholera. And I would stand there, and I would look at this young man who we loved very much, and I'd watch his life slip away in 30 minutes, and there wasn't a single thing I could do about it. Nothing. He just died right in front of us from cholera. It's too late for IVs, too late for nothing. It's as if God took his hand and slapped me across the face with the harshness of life. At the end of our school year, I was leaving one of our school buildings, and it was a preschool, and there was a kindergarten student walking out of the building with her backpack that she had gotten from Holy Family. It was filled with coloring books, and she had a couple crayons in her hand. She was walking along, and she got near her home, and she sat down and sat on a cinder block near an open-ditch sewage canal, and she took her coloring book out and her 5 crayons, and she was copying the colored-in version, and she was supposed to copy the colors in the page next to it. She was coloring them like this and looking over, and she'd look at the color thing, and she would kind of smile and then color. So I walked up, and I looked over her shoulder, and I saw the scene of this giant butterfly and some flowers. She was coloring in it. I said, "That's a beautiful picture that you're coloring." And she nodded her head, and she pointed at the picture, and she said to me, "What is that?" I go, "Well, that's a butterfly, and those are flowers." She said, "They're very beautiful." I said, "Yes, they're everywhere. They're wonderful things." And she looked at me, and she said to me, "There can never be butterflies or flowers where I live in Cité Soleil. There can never be butterflies where I live in Cité Soleil." God had taken his hand again and had slapped me across the face with the harshness of life. This child who had never taken a shower with warm water, this child who her meals were mud pancakes from the neighborhood. This kid who had never been to a dentist. This child who had never really been told that she is loved and worthwhile and can have dreams and things are possible. And I'd heard that so many times. There can never be a soccer field in Cité Soleil, artificially. There can never be a mobile clinic that travels around. It can't be done. It's too violent. It's too dangerous. And I looked at this young girl, and I realized why we are in Haiti and why we are there to do it, because that young, beautiful little mind will open up and become a wonderful creature when we give her love. And I said to her, "There'll be butterflies. There'll be butterflies in all our schools. There'll be flowers and gardens. There'll be playgrounds where you can dance and run and play with your friends. There'll be a music school where you can learn to play music. There'll be good meals. There'll be books. There'll be a life where you're loved. And there will be butterflies in your home and in your school. And we'll do that together. We'll do that together because these are the ones that Jesus has told us about. These are the ones that have nobody else. They have nobody. They only have us. So we must help these little children whose minds are right now closed, and they must be opened. Thank you for listening to me. I asked my boss to come up here now and say a few words. And I don't know what we do without all of you at Holy Family, but together we'll get some gardens and butterflies in there for those kids. God bless you.
There'll be butterflies in Cité Soleil, I guarantee you. I look out at you and I see that video, and I think it's been almost 30 years. So young Doug Campbell's 21, and I take them to see Cité Soleil. And even then, I had heard about what Holy Family was doing with Father Bonin, who was this wonderful Salesian priest who was feeding 30,000 children in Cité Soleil. And I remember as a young priest, he was like my hero. Less than 48 hours ago, I was there in that slum, and I was in that clinic, and a woman carried in there a young boy, little boy, and he was paralyzed from the waist down, but what the mother was concerned about, he wasn't breathing well. And I looked at his feet, and I said, oh my God, look at his feet, look at his toes, oh my God, what happened? Did you drag over stones or glass or what? She said, oh, Father, she said, he can't feel, and so when the rats are out at night, they bite his toes, and he doesn't even know it. And at that moment, the Lord kind of slapped me in the face and brought me back to reality. I find myself looking out at you now, and I get this sense, in a certain sense of urgency. I look out at you and I say, what can I say in a couple minutes? And if I guess I have to prioritize, I have to say more than anything else, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, this wonderful parish of Holy Family, for hearing the cry of the poor. Thank you for feeding thousands and thousands of children and saving their lives. Thank you for giving them free education. In Haiti, there's no public school system. They don't have free education. Thank you, because you've done it for over 23,000 children. Thank you for taking care of 1,700 elderly every day. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I speak for all the people of Haiti. And as I look out at you now, there's certain things I want to say to you. I want to say, first of all, that each and every one of you is a missionary. I'm not the only missionary here. The day we were born, the day we were baptized, God gave each of us a mission. And our mission is to build a better world, you see. Our mission is to build a little bit of heaven wherever we are. And I remind me of a story. I grew up in Philadelphia, and Mom and Dad were Irish, and Dad used to like to sing a lot. And we lived in a tiny row house. Matter of fact, Dad sang a little too much, if you know what I mean. But I can still see my father at the kitchen table, his cheese and crackers and his little bottles of beer and his Philadelphia paper, and he wanted to be left alone. And he's singing an old Irish song. A little bit of heaven fell from out the sky one day, and the angels came and they picked it up and they called it Ireland. I remember as a little boy, I was fascinated by that concept. And I couldn't understand how a little bit of heaven could happen right here. And when I asked my father that, I had this most wonderful smile. He'd put his paper down and look at me and say, you ask about a little bit of heaven? I'll tell you what a little bit of heaven is. A little bit of heaven is being with you. A little bit of heaven is being with your wonderful mother and your brother and living here in our fine house with our friends and our neighbors and the church down the street. Well, as a small boy, I couldn't understand what he meant, you see. Matter of fact, a few minutes later, he put the paper down again and say, come to think of it, a little bit of heaven is having you far away from me and not bother me for a while. But as the years have gone on, I've understood his wisdom. I'm reminded of one time Mother Teresa once said, don't give in to that temptation that you're not doing something significant about this world of ours. Don't feel overwhelmed by all that you see and hear. Simply make a resolution that the next person that comes into your space will walk away a little better and a little happier. And you see, that's the magic and the mystery of Holy Family Parish. The extraordinary leadership under Clem Connolly. He wanted people to come in here and walk away a little bit happier. He wanted them to experience a little bit of heaven. And he still does. And now you're blessed with Cambria, and you're blessed with good people all over who are making the Eucharist here real. That we're not a parish that's turned in itself, but it's reaching out to people in the poor in Los Angeles and as far away as Haiti. So as I look out at you today, I want to tell you, you've got to be proud of this parish of yours. Love it dearly. But more than anything else, I beg you, never turn your back on Jesus. He's our best friend and our constant companion. Even if some of you may feel like you're a little distant from him, the Lord loves to hear that. Say, Lord, listen, I'm losing confidence in you. He'll just smile, but he'll always be with us. And if you have a really bad day, come in here and say, Lord, I need a big hug. He'll give it to you. And so my fellow missionaries, I look out at you, I say, please, just look at your yesterdays. And you may have had hard times and a lot of struggles, the same type of struggles that people have in Haiti. But you're here, you see. And you got to believe that the same loving God that took care of us yesterday, he's taking care of us today and he will take care of us tomorrow. How many times over these years we thought, how are we ever going to get through this? We're here. God never abandons us. And we almost have to say, Lord, I'm not afraid of my tomorrows. I've seen in my yesterdays, and I love today. And so my dear missionaries here in Holy Family, you got a great parish. But more than anything else, you're breaking bread with the world out there. And Jesus loves you for it. And please continue to do that. And I promise you, every day of our life, and all the people you have helped in Haiti will never forget you. And we pray that because of your mission, the sight of a sunset will mean more to you than your material possessions. When the sounds of children will impress you more than the voices of the powerful and political people of the world. Because of your mission, you can dance and sing for the right reasons and weep, not for having lost something, but the realization God has given you so much. I beg you to have that positive arrogance that Mother Teresa's nuns taught us. You know, you wake up every day and say, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to get through this day, but you took care of me yesterday, and you'll take care of me tomorrow and today. And so my fellow missionaries, once again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you, and God love you. Thank you. Today, the priest has all sorts of licenses. So today, because we're a little long, we're not going to have the creed, but we'll immediately go into the prayer of the faithful. But before we do that, I would like to call the candidates to... Okay, oh, I'm sorry, you do that. There's another part yet, I'm sorry. All right.
Hello. My name is Judy Skitek, and I'm a fellow parishioner here at Holy Family. I am here to discuss with you something that Father Tom would never discuss or ask of you. I would like to discuss money and how you can donate to Mission Haiti. There are 3 ways in which you could use to donate: cash, check, or credit card. If you are not prepared to donate today, please bring home one of the envelopes in the pews and donate at your convenience. I can assure you, as someone who has been to Haiti twice over the years, I have seen firsthand the miracles that your dollars have performed. Education, clean water, medical care, just to name a few. I would like to quote Monsignor Connolly. Monsignor tells us, "Give with your heart, not with your mind." If your mind tells you to give $50, your heart will tell you to give $100. Please give with your heart. When we give with our hearts, we all become missionaries with Father Tom. Our dollars are making a better world for our brothers and sisters in Haiti. When you are having dinner this evening, I would like you to think of our brothers and sisters in Haiti, some who still have nothing to eat but mud cakes. Some of you may be going out to dinner this evening. Some of you may be having a delicious home-cooked meal at home, or maybe it's pizza and a movie night. Whatever it may be, if you were to donate the cost of your meal, you could feed a classroom of children for months, double it, and feed them for a year. When you give with your heart, you become the beloved disciple, the one that Jesus loves. Thank you.
That's great. You also take gold bars, big gold bars. If you have them, they're actually hard to carry back, but we really like those.